again.
There you go.
Good morning and welcome to the Indy Boomer Show. I'm Mary Pat McKee. I publish a magazine called Indy Boomer, and thus we have the Indy Boomer Show. I'm sitting here this morning with Vince Catania.
Good morning.
Did I say it good?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
He is with Retirement Counseling Services, and we're going to be talking about Social Security. But before we get into that conversation, we want to thank Jim Wofford, the Wofford Theater, Logan Street Signs and Banners, and all the great things that Jim Wofford does for the city of Noblesville and as well as Hamilton County with Hamilton County TV. We are going to jump right in. We've got a lot of information to cover, some new information I think you're going to be interested in. But first, before we start that, Vince, tell us what retirement consulting, what your company is, yeah.
But a little background on me, I started out as an accountant for a couple of years. I was a commercial lending officer, and in 1987, I became a certified financial planner. And I've been working with individuals on retirement issues, both financial and non-financial.
Oh, okay.
So it's real important. And a few years ago, I became a national Social Security advisor, which I think there's only a handful here in Indiana that specializes on that. So when you look at retirement, one of the issues of retirement that we all have in our pocket is Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
So today I want to talk a little bit about that, certain aspects of it, and some changes in the law that recently happened.
Yeah, we were talking before the show. There is some serious information you need to know about. Vince writes a column for us in the Indy Boomer magazine on Social Security every time, and I mean, just really good information. And I've sent numerous people to him, and he's been able to help them strategize and figure out, because it's not as easy as just walking in the Social Security office and signing up. You have to plan and all that kind of good stuff. So will you... is Social Security going to be there when I get there? I'm born in 1959, so...
Yeah, it'll be there, and there's misconception that Social Security is going to run out of money.
Yeah.
But according to the last government report, you're going to have full benefits through 2033. And
Okay.
from 2033 to, I think it's 2087, there's enough money to fund 75% of it. So what's going to happen, there's going to have to be some changes in the law. We're either going to have to raise payroll taxes, reduce benefits, increase the age that you receive full benefits. So there's some changes coming, and there was one 2 weeks ago that we'll talk about that probably will extend that period out from 2033 out at least a few more years.
Okay. I do know one thing we did talk about in the past, and that was that you said, like, I'm born in 1959. When do they start staggering that you have to be 66 or you have to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you're born from 1954 or prior, your full retirement age is age 66.
Okay.
In 1960, it's 67. So between 54 and 1960, every year it moves back 2 months. So if you're born in 55, it's 66 in 2 months, 66 is 66 in 4 months, and so on.
Okay.
So pre-1954, it's 66. 1960 and later is 67.
Didn't it used to be 65?
Yep, way back in the day.
Okay,
yeah.
way back in the day. Well, that was before our day, obviously.
And actually, a little known fact is when they put this in, and when they made the retirement age 65, life expectancy in our country was 65.
Yeah, what is it today now, like 80?
It's in the age, I believe it's 82 for men, 87 for women.
Oh, no, not 87.
If you get to age
87.
65, that's a life expectancy. Yeah.
Wow, well, things change. How are benefits calculated?
Okay, there's the two terms. One, that we had the full retirement age, that's the age 66 or 67, and I'm just going to use 66 going forward.
Sure.
And then the actual monthly benefit is called PIA, which is your primary insurance amount. And the way that's figured, to qualify, you have to have 40 credits. And to receive a credit, that means you have to receive, for every $1,200 you earned, you get 1 credit. So if there was a year you earned $400 or $4,800, you got 4 credits.
Okay.
So in effect, if you earn at least $4,800, if you work for 10 years, you have Social Security benefits.
That's all, though.
That's it. Yeah.
So if you were a working mom staying home with the kids, you still could possibly.
Yeah, and then the benefit is based on your top 35 years of earnings.
Okay.
So you mentioned a great scenario. If you had a stay-at-home mom, maybe she stayed home for 10 or 15 years with the kids and went back into the job market.
Yeah.
She had a lot of years at zero. But if she goes back in the market today and earns $40,000 or $50,000, she's replacing one of those zeros at the bottom with a $50,000 income, so that can effectively increase your benefit substantially.
Well, and plus she's covered with those points, those 40 credits.
The 40 credits,
if she's
yeah.
making $40,000 or $50,000 a year. The other thing is too. Didn't you tell me? I think, and I could be wrong, that they take the best 35 years. So
Yeah.
say you worked for 50 years, but They take the best.
They take the top 35 and then
Okay.
it's basically an average. It's weighted. It's kind of complicated, but
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
more complicated than I want to
there's
know.
nothing easy about it.
That's why we call you, because we don't want to know that kind of information. But it is important to know the basics, so you know what you're playing with. How soon can I get started benefits?
Benefits. Okay, so again, assuming that the full retirement age is 66,
Right.
you can start as early as 62
Okay.
and as late as 70. But every year that you take it before your full retirement age, there's a reduction in benefits. And it's almost
Okay, yeah.
8% every year. So if your benefit at age 66, your full retirement age, let's say it's $1,000 a month.
Right.
If you took it at age 62, it's probably closer to $620 a month.
Okay.
On the reverse end, if you waited until age 70, you're looking at about $1,200 to $1,300 a month. It almost doubles from 62 to 70.
Okay.
So I always try to advise my clients, if possible, wait as long as you can. But there's other factors you have to take in at 62.
Right. Health.
Health,
Yeah.
your income situation, taxes, what other assets you have on the outside.
Yeah, but even if you could wait till 64, you'd still get more than 62, right?
62, right.
Right. Okay.
Then one other consideration to take into effect here is the full retirement age. If you earn money before then, you lose some of your Social Security benefits. And the way that it works is before full retirement age, any dollar that you earned over exactly, it's $15,430. For every $2 you earn over that in any given year, you lose $1 in benefit. So let's say you took Social Security and you took a job and you made $45,000.
Okay.
30,000 of that is over and above the 15,000.
So they'd take 15,000.
They would take 15,000 away. So if you earn $45,000 a year, you'd end up getting no Social Security benefits.
Yeah, but again, like you said, you're kind of crazy to take Social Security if you're making that kind of money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If longer you can wait.
Yeah, the longer you can wait, the better you're going to be. You know, I actually have a friend who is 82, and he never went in and signed up for Social Security because he didn't need the money. So now he can't even get it, right?
Oh, he should be able to get it, but what they'll do is they won't pay him retroactive back to 70.
Okay.
I think it's either 6 or 9 months. They'll go back and pay him 6 or 9 months in arrears, but it'll be based on his 70-year-old figures and not 82.
Okay.
Yeah, there's really never any benefit to wait past 70 because the numbers never change then.
Okay, well, I need to have him call you too for that because I mean, I think he told me he couldn't get him, and so somebody's probably told him wrong.
Yep, it wouldn't be the first time.
It wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure. That's another reason to call an expert.
Even if you didn't need the money, if you could take that money and give it to charity or children. Or,
Yeah, well, I just think, he just wasn't thinking about it and didn't need it, so he didn't want to take money that other people might need, you know what I'm saying, like that. So, and I'm reading from these because these are important questions, and if I try and remember them, I'll say them wrong, so I want to get them right. What is the latest you can file? Well, we just talked about that, age 70.
That's the 70.
Okay, very good. And then how do I know if I should start, that's what I was going to ask you, start at 62 or not? We kind of touched on that, but it is also going to bring me back to the question I don't want to forget to ask you about, should they go in at 62 and sign up even though they're not going to take them until 66?
Yeah, what I would
Talk
do
to that.
at 60 or 62, I would actually at age 60 go online and get a statement. So you have the numbers, and then somebody can sit there and analyze them. So at 62, you wouldn't go in and file for your benefit, but you'd want to know what your numbers look like.
Right.
And what they do is they show you what that benefit actually goes up each and every month from 62 to 70. So
Okay.
they'll give you a long report that shows you every month
I've
you
seen
wait,
it, yeah.
it gets bigger and bigger.
Right.
But then what we take a look at is we do a break-even analysis. Says, are you better off taking it now at 62 or at
waiting.
70? And at what point does that cross over that you make enough at 70 to make up for everything you didn't take at 62? And there's two ways to look at it.
Okay, 2 ways we're going to talk about when we come back.
back.
Time flies. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I didn't even think to look at that.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street Signs and Banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore. Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
We're back. Oh my goodness. We're trying to see if we can fit all this information in the next half of the show. I'm Mary Pat McKee with Indy Boomer Magazine and Boomer TV. I'm sitting here this morning with Vince Catania with Retirement Counseling Services.
This is correct.
Yes. Real quick, I forgot to say this in the first part too. Indy Boomer Magazine is out. This is the November issue. You can pick it up at any Kroger or not any, most Kroger and Marsh stores in Marion and the surrounding counties. There's a few we didn't get into the stores, but anyway, pick them up. Also, you can go to indyboomer.com and get the digital version if you're not able to stop by and pick one up. Lots of good information for baby boomers in this issue. So let's get back to it. We were talking about
The break-even.
the break-even point between 62 and 70. Go back to what you were saying on that.
Yeah, and then we do that. There's two ways to look at it. One, some people say, okay, if I take it at 62, I'm going to spend it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd look at that scenario. But then in other scenarios, I take it at 62 and I just put it in the bank and let it grow. If you do that, then that actually, the break-even age actually is higher. So it's a matter, do I want to take the money and spend it, or I want to take the money and invest it? So that I give you
Because
two.
you'll get a better return than you would from
Yeah.
leaving it in there with Social Security.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
if you left it in
Okay.
there for 8 years, maybe you have $80,000 or $90,000
Right.
additional money at 70.
Okay, which you wouldn't. Well, explain that to me, because so if you started at 62 and you just took the money and put it in the bank, and you're saying that by the time you got to 70 you could have 80 or 90.
Yeah.
Well, if you started at 70, you're not going to have that 80 or 90 from those 8 years you didn't take it. Is that right?
Well, you will at some point in the future, but it may be age 82 or 86 where it actually catch up.
Oh, is it that way?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's what we have to look
Now,
at.
can you go in at 62 and make this straight for me? You go in at 62 and you sign up, but you decline the benefits. Do you do that or not?
You cannot do that anymore.
You can't?
That's part of what they've taken away.
In just the last 3 weeks
Yep.
thing you were telling me
Yes.
about?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're going to get to that
get into
because
that, yeah.
I want to get to a couple more of these that are really important. Can I still work and receive benefits? Now, we kind of talked about that.
Yeah.
You said up to what, 15,000?
Yeah, for every $2 after $15,000 before your full retirement age, they take a dollar benefit away.
Okay.
So, but once you get to your full retirement age, be it 66 or 67, then you can earn as much as you want, and it will not negatively affect your.
Oh, okay.
Social
Well, that's good
Security.
to know.
So it's just, if you take it before your full retirement age, you have to think long
Give
and hard
back.
if you're going
Okay.
to work. Yeah,
Well, that's kind of cool, though. You could get full benefits at 66 and still work
and still work.
and
yeah.
keep all the money.
Correct.
And then be rich when you aren't here anymore. Okay, now I'm looking at these next questions, and some of these are good questions, but we're going to have to touch on them quickly because I really want to get on to the changes. Talk about spouse. Well, the one thing everybody should know is there are different rules and regulations for spousal benefits, divorce,
And survivor.
and survivor. So you, again, that's a strategy thing. That's, again, where you need an expert to kind of help you navigate your way through that. But touch on those and see.
Yeah, just real briefly. A lot of people don't know that those other benefits are there. So a spousal benefit is when you go to receive your benefit, you go in and you actually get the greater of your benefit or half of what your spouse's benefit is.
Okay.
So let's say if your spouse has $3,000 a month from Social Security,
Mm-hmm.
and your benefit is only $1,100,
Right.
you actually qualify for $1,500, half of his or her $3,000.
Does the other spouse still get their 3,000 and you get the 1,500?
Yeah, the other spouse gets the $3,000 and you get the $1,500.
So combined, you'd have $4,500 a month.
$4,500. And I just had, I have clients in Tennessee that they came in and they were showing me their numbers. They never filed for spousal benefits. She was getting her own benefit.
Which was
And
less.
they were leaving $1,100 a month on
Wow.
the table, and Social Security never told them about it, and that's gone on for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So we're
I
in the
wouldn't want to
process of-
calculate that one out.
Yeah.
That would be making them cry, probably. Now, what about the divorce? That's an interesting scenario.
Divorce, if you're a divorced spouse, you actually qualify for that same spousal benefit. There's 2 criteria. You have to have been married at least 10 years.
Okay,
You have to be at least 60.
okay.
And you can have to still be unmarried. If you're
Okay.
remarried, then you don't qualify for that.
Okay, you lose that. So I should have waited one more year before I divorced. I got divorced at 9 years. Damn. Anyway, I'm just teasing you. So what's the survivor? Because I know a lot of widows,
Widows,
that don't
yeah.
know about that.
So we'll go back to this scenario where, in this scenario, the husband's $3,000 and the wife is getting $1,500.
Okay.
Upon his death, she gets his benefit.
So the whole
She
$3,000.
would get the whole $3,000.
Now, she doesn't keep her 1,500.
No.
Okay.
That goes away. She'll get the higher of the two, so she'll get the $3,000.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Okay, this is the big news that I really want to talk about, and that is they made some changes in the last few weeks.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was in Denver for a 4-day advanced tax planning Social Security seminar, and by the time I got home, we found out Social Security, there were changes in Social Security. They went
So
through-
all the information they gave you in Denver was
it was a waste of time and effort. Yeah, all
oh
the
man,
planning
it
techniques.
sounds dry enough as it is, and then it wasn't right. Oh,
There were a couple of planning strategies that we had talked about in the past. One was a file and suspend,
yes.
and the other one was restricted application.
Uh-huh.
Those have actually come off the books. You can't do that anymore. And the rationale from the government was that these were schemes that were being used by the ultra-rich. And they said it was tax loopholes.
I bet the ultra-rich aren't waiting on Social Security to
No.
pay their bills.
And
Just
from-
a guess.
From our clients, that we've redone the benefits, we're basically looking at about a difference of $800 to $1,000 a month in benefits have been lost in Social Security for couples making $40,000 to $50,000 in retirement. That's a pretty substantial hit. So we have to go back.
Why is it always the middleman or the middle
middle class.
income
Yeah.
get hit with that?
So it went on Thursday morning of that week. It went through the House. In the afternoon, it went through the Senate. The next morning, the president signed it. It was never vetted. Nobody in our industry knew it was coming. And all of a sudden, these benefits are completely gone. So now what you have to do, they basically broke it into 3 age groups. If you were born before May 1st of 1950, those other strategies are available to you, but only until April 30th of this coming year. So if
So if you're born, though, what are you? You're close to 70 if you're born before 1950, aren't you?
let's see.
Let's see, I'm 59.
65. Would it
Oh,
be
65.
yeah.
Okay. You think they did it because there's so many baby boomers that are turning 65 every day, and they were just...
Yeah, who knows?
I know, I shouldn't ask you to rationalize how the government thinks. That's
Part
a
of what I
bad
think they did
question.
is they saw that it was going to be running out, and nobody wanted to be the one that said there was a tax increase on Social Security.
Right.
So what they did was a hidden benefit reduction to make the money last longer, and that way they didn't have to say we raised taxes, but they're affecting the people that can least afford to have it.
Affected, and it always seems to be that way. There is something wrong there. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And then there's another group, the people who are born from May 1st of 50 to January 1st of 1954. There are some limited strategies you can use.
Okay.
And if you were born 1954 or later,
Uh-huh.
none of the strategies are available to you at all.
Okay, but that doesn't affect what we just talked about with spousal and divorce.
No,
That
it
those
doesn't.
stays the same.
Everything else we talked about earlier, that's true for everyone.
Okay, that's going to work. Okay, well, very good. That is scary. Again, I want to just let everybody know, if you are at the point in your life where you are able to get Social Security or apply for Social Security, you are really wise. Even though some of the strategies are still taken away, it's still important to talk to an expert, I think. And you said you're 1 in 6 in the
Yeah,
state?
in the state of Indiana.
Wow. So talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. A couple things before we go. Again, the show, Vince flies so fast. Oh, yeah. Vince, how do they give us your phone number?
Okay, you can call me at 317 472-9336. We're located at 84th and Keystone, roughly.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if my email is up there, vince.catania@lpl.com.
Okay.
You can reach me either way.
Well, the reason we want to do that is because we are also on Hamilton County Radio Monday through Friday. What time, Jim, again?
I think it's 5:30.
5:30 on Hamilton County Radio. So if you don't catch the show or something, they can hear it on the radio. Now they've got your phone number to do
And we
that
have
as
an
well.
ad in the Indy Boomers.
You do, and
So
he
you
and he
can look
will
it
with
up there
us
as
next
well.
year. So pick those up at any Kroger or Marsh store in Marion and the surrounding counties. Also, quick reminder: we've got a new show on Boomer TV this week. Really excited about it. Sunday mornings, 10:30, Channel 8. What else am I forgetting?
Who's going to be on it?
I know Mickey Dolan. I know Patty's interviewing
Okay,
Mickey Dolan
great.
from the Monkees.
Oh, really?
Hey,
Okay.
we're the Monkees. And we've got travel segment. No, not this time. Boy, I can't remember. They all seem to run together after a while. But every show is good, so you can't miss it. Also, of course, go to indyboomer.com for any of the past issues of the magazine or for any of the videos from Boomer TV. Thanks so much, and we will see you. Actually, we won't
Thank
see you
you.
until next year. Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Vince.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.